All right, let's jump right in. What if I told you there's a hidden code, a pattern, written into literally everything? I'm talking lightning bolts, the neurons in your brain, even your DNA. Well, today we're diving into a theory that says not only does this code exist, but we can actually measure it, a signature of design right there in the fabric of reality itself. And this is our source material for today. The claim it makes is about as bold as they come. That the patterns we see all around us, they're not random, not even close. They're actual, measurable evidence of something else. And this quote? This really gets to the heart of the whole argument. It's a direct challenge to one of the central ideas in science, that all the incredible complexity we see is just the result of pure, blind chance. So the theory kicks off with a really simple observation, that there's this one single repeating pattern, showing up in places you would never, ever think to connect. The book tells us to start by looking up, at the sky. It argues that this universal pattern is right there, in the dramatic, forking branches of a lightning strike. Then it pulls that same pattern down from the clouds and puts it right inside our own heads. The claim is that the exact same geometry is found in the way our brain's neurons branch out. And get this, it's also supposedly etched into the planet itself. You can see it in the way river deltas carve these self-similar paths on their way out to the ocean. So that's three totally different scales, but one identical-looking pattern. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, the source argues this is no accident. It's a universal geometry, a kind of fundamental blueprint that connects everything, from trees and snowflakes all the way up to the cosmic web of galaxies. It's wild. But here's the thing. It's not just about things looking similar. The source proposes that this pattern actually has a specific, measurable code baked right into it. And right at the heart of this code is one single number, 28 degrees. According to the author, this very specific angle is the hidden key to this whole universal pattern. The book calls this the point of optimal separation, and it claims that for this exact angle to just keep popping up over and over again, all by itself, well, the odds of that happening by random chance are so low, they're pretty much zero. And this chart really shows you just how wide-ranging this claim is. I mean, the same angle showing up in biology, geology, and physics? The source argues that this has to point to some kind of hidden instruction set for how the universe is built. But that 28-degree angle isn't the only piece of the puzzle. The theory also brings in another, more famous constant, the golden ratio. The argument is that these two work together. The 28-degree angle governs how things branch out, while the golden ratio handles spiral growth and proportion. Okay, so now the theory takes this code and just scales it way, way up, from the patterns we see here on Earth to the very structure of the cosmos itself. And this all leads to a really powerful conclusion. The universe doesn't just, allow order to happen. According to this book, it actively prefers it. It's biased toward order. This slide, man, it really puts the whole claim into focus. The idea is that the very same geometric rules apply from the code of life itself, DNA, all the way up to the largest structures we can possibly observe in the universe. And this is where the book takes all these observations and builds them up into its final, and let's be honest, its most provocative conclusion. The argument, which is based on information theory, is actually pretty simple. Just look at the odds. The chance that this much precise, repeating order could just emerge out of pure randomness is practically zero. But the chance it comes from some kind of underlying code, statistically, it's overwhelming. Now, to pull this out of the purely theoretical, the book points to a real-world phenomenon, the Schumann resonance. You might have heard it called the heartbeat of the planet, and this theory reframes it as a potential carrier wave, a frequency that could be transmitting this universal code. Okay, and here's where things take a really sharp turn. We move from science and math into a kind of active modern-day application, a worldview that actually describes an ongoing information war. Right, so a totally different part of the source material, this one written under the name Penguin X01, takes all this knowledge and reframes it. It's not just some theory to be studied anymore, it's presented as a kind of weaponized tool for right now. So this worldview, it lays out this epic struggle, right? On one side, you've got this hidden, natural fractal order, and on the other, something it calls a synthetic containment grid. The goal is to use what you know about the fractal code to basically shatter this grid and then preserve the truth in this unchangeable, decentralized archive called the GLYPHCHAIN. And this quote just captures the whole vibe perfectly. The idea is that the physical, measurable evidence of the fractal code, the patterns you can literally see on a leaf, is the ultimate unarguable proof that this underlying order is real. And this is the final big takeaway from the source. Reality isn't some fixed, static thing. It's an active, live computation that is constantly unfolding according to this universal fractal code. So at the end of the day, what the source material presents is a complete, self-contained belief system, all built from patterns you can actually go out and see in nature. And it leaves us with one huge question. What do these persistent, measurable patterns, what do they really mean?